The mystery of ghost photography. Spirits captured on camera. The phenomenon of spirits appearing in photographs, commonly known as ghost photography, has fascinated and unsettled people for over a century. Reports of spectral figures emerging in developed images date back to the early days of photography, with claims that cameras can capture entities unseen by the human eye. Many believe that these apparitions are the spirits of the deceased, lingering in our world due to unresolved attachments, tragic deaths, or spiritual imprints left in particular locations. However, from an occult perspective, the idea that a camera can reveal more than the human eye sees opens up deeper questions about the nature of reality, perception, and the interaction between the material and spiritual worlds. One of the central mysteries surrounding spirit photography is why certain cameras or conditions seem to be more effective in capturing ghostly images. This raises the possibility that cameras, under specific circumstances, function as tools that bridge dimensions, making the invisible visible. Traditional paranormal theories suggest that spirits exist at different vibrational frequencies, beyond the range of normal human vision. The human eye perceives light in a limited spectrum from approximately 400 to 700 nanometers in wavelength. However, many cameras, particularly those sensitive to infrared or ultraviolet light, can capture wavelengths beyond human perception. This has led to speculation that spirits might exist within these invisible frequencies, only becoming detectable through technology. The mechanism behind this phenomenon could be related to the theory of residual energy. In the occult tradition, certain places are believed to store intense emotional or spiritual energy, forming imprints that persist over time. These imprints may manifest in photographs, especially if the location has a history of suffering, tragedy, or spiritual activity. Some ghost hunters and occult researchers suggest that film-based cameras, particularly those using traditional silver halide films, are more likely to capture ghostly figures than digital cameras. The reason could lie in the physical and chemical nature of the film, which interacts with light and energy in a more organic way than digital sensors. However, digital photography has also produced numerous spirit images, leading to another possible explanation: the way electronic devices interact with energy fields. Some theories propose that spirits can manipulate electromagnetic fields, which in turn affects digital image processing. This idea aligns with reports of electronic voice phenomena, EVP, where spirits are believed to communicate through audio recording devices. If spirits can influence sound frequencies, it is plausible that they might also interfere with digital images, creating anomalies that resemble figures, faces, or unexplained lights. Beyond the technological aspects, the psychological and perceptual factors must also be considered. The human brain is naturally inclined to recognize faces and patterns, a tendency known as pareidolia. This could explain why people often see ghostly forms in shadows, reflections, or visual distortions. However, many documented cases of spirit photography go beyond mere pattern recognition. Images containing figures that resemble deceased individuals, unknown entities appearing in empty spaces, or clear, consistent patterns of anomalies suggest that some spirit photographs cannot be easily dismissed as illusions. The conditions under which spirit photography occurs are another key aspect of this mystery. Many cases involve dim lighting, long exposure times, or specific environmental factors such as high humidity, electromagnetic disturbances, or the presence of quartz and other minerals believed to retain energy. Some cultures and spiritual traditions believe that certain times of the day, such as the early morning hours or twilight, are more conducive to spiritual manifestations. Similarly, locations with a history of spiritual or paranormal activity, such as battlefields, abandoned buildings, or places of ritual significance, are often associated with an increased likelihood of ghostly images appearing in photographs. From a metaphysical standpoint, spirit photography challenges conventional notions of reality and suggests that the boundary between the living and the dead is more fluid than commonly believed. Some occult traditions propose that spirits exist in a non-linear perception of time and space, meaning that a photograph might capture a moment from another temporal plane. This aligns with theories of time slips or interdimensional echoes, where past events momentarily overlap with the present, leaving visible traces in physical reality. The involvement of human consciousness in this phenomenon is another intriguing factor. There are cases where spirit photographs seem to be influenced by the emotions, beliefs, or spiritual sensitivity of the photographer. Some psychics and mediums claim to have the ability to invite spirits into photographs, suggesting that intention and mental energy play a role in the process. If thought and energy can shape reality on a subtle level, it is conceivable that spirit photography is not merely a passive recording of spectral beings, but an interaction between the observer and the unseen world. While skeptics often attribute ghost photography to hoaxes, camera malfunctions, or optical illusions, the persistence of this phenomenon across different cultures and historical periods suggests that it taps into something deeply embedded in human consciousness. Whether the images are genuine manifestations of spirits, glimpses into alternate dimensions, or psychological projections, they serve as reminders that the world we perceive is only a fraction of a much greater and more complex reality. If spirit photography is more than just optical illusions or technological malfunctions, then what exactly are these images capturing? The answer may lie in the interplay between energy, consciousness, and the unseen forces that shape our reality. In this second part, we will explore possible explanations for why spirits appear in photographs, how specific cameras or environmental conditions may enhance the effect, and the deeper implications of these occurrences in the realm of the occult. One of the most compelling theories is that spirit photographs capture residual energy left behind by past events. In esoteric traditions, energy imprints are believed to remain in places where significant emotional or spiritual experiences occurred. This concept is similar to the idea of stone tape theory, which suggests that intense emotions, such as those experienced during traumatic deaths, are absorbed by the surrounding environment. Materials like quartz, limestone, and water are thought to act as natural recording devices, storing these energies and occasionally replaying them under the right conditions. If a camera is sensitive to these energy imprints, it might capture ghostly images that are not active spirits, but rather echoes of the past. The interaction between spirits and electronic devices further supports the idea that ghosts exist in a non-physical energy state. Paranormal investigators have long reported that spirits can manipulate electromagnetic fields, EMFs, which may explain why electronic devices, including cameras, sometimes behave unpredictably in haunted locations. Some researchers suggest that digital sensors, particularly those in infrared and full-spectrum cameras, are more prone to detecting these disturbances because they operate in frequencies beyond normal human perception. This could explain why certain cameras, rather than all cameras, capture spirit images. Another intriguing possibility is that the observer plays a crucial role in the manifestation of spirits in photographs. If consciousness has an active influence on reality, as some quantum theories and occult teachings propose, then the photographer's state of mind might affect what appears in the image. People with heightened sensitivity, such as psychics or those who have experienced paranormal events, might unconsciously act as conduits, amplifying spiritual energy and making spirits more likely to appear in their photographs. This would mean that spirit photography is not merely a mechanical recording process, but an interaction between human consciousness and the unseen world. This theory aligns with the concept of thought forms in occult philosophy. Thought forms, also known as tulpas in Tibetan mysticism, are manifestations of mental energy that can take on visible or tangible forms under the right conditions. If strong emotions or beliefs can generate thought forms, it is possible that some ghostly images in photographs are not external spirits, but projections of human energy, given temporary form through the camera. This raises profound questions about the nature of reality. Are some spirits independent entities, or are they shaped by human perception and expectation? While some spirit photographs are linked to specific locations, others appear unexpectedly, even in places without a known history of hauntings. This suggests that spirits are not necessarily bound to physical locations, but may be drawn to people, objects, or specific energetic conditions. In occult traditions, certain rituals or objects, such as mirrors, water, or sacred symbols, are believed to act as portals between worlds. Some believe that cameras, particularly when used in dim light or at night, function similarly, providing a temporary gateway through which spirits can manifest. This idea is supported by cultural beliefs that mirrors, which also capture and reflect images, can act as doorways for spirits, much like cameras do. The relationship between time and spirit photography also introduces fascinating possibilities. Some theories propose that ghosts are not necessarily spirits of the dead, but rather fragments of time itself, imprinted onto reality. If time is non-linear, as suggested in certain quantum physics interpretations, then photographs might sometimes capture moments from different eras, coexisting momentarily. This would explain why some spirit images appear to be from historical periods, featuring clothing and figures that no longer exist in the present. Could spirit photography be evidence of time echoes, where the past briefly overlaps with the present? These ideas challenge conventional understandings of photography as a simple recording tool. If cameras can capture things beyond the visible spectrum, then they may also reveal deeper layers of existence, energies, entities, and even alternative realities. Some occult practitioners suggest that developing an awareness of these hidden dimensions can lead to intentional spirit photography, where the photographer learns to direct energy and perception to reveal the unseen. This would mean that capturing a ghost on film is not a random occurrence, but a skill that can be refined with practice and understanding. Despite the skepticism surrounding spirit photography, the phenomenon continues to persist, adapting to new technologies. In the era of digital photography, ghostly images have not disappeared. Instead, they have taken new forms, appearing in video recordings, smartphone cameras, and even augmented reality applications. This suggests that the mystery is not tied to any single medium, but to an underlying principle of reality that has yet to be fully understood. Whether these images are proof of spirits, energy imprints, or consciousness interacting with technology, they remind us that the world is far more complex and mysterious than it seems. Ultimately, the phenomenon of spirits appearing in photographs serves as a bridge between science and the occult, offering glimpses into hidden realities. It challenges the boundaries between the living and the dead, the past and the present, and the seen and the unseen. Whether one interprets these images as evidence of an afterlife, energy imprints, or manifestations of thought, they reveal a fundamental truth. Our perception of reality is limited, and what we consider to be real may only be a fraction of a much larger and more mysterious existence.